So let's start with Assetto Corsa single screen. These are my settings. It's pretty much maxed out. We are running 20 opponents on Spa. We're going for daytime. And I'm driving a GT3. And just for the sake of interest, I'm running the gaming light kit G1 in the background, because I do think that Govee is somewhat limiting my FPS. But we will see. Let's get it on. Assetto Corsa Competizione. This is pretty much maxed out on 40p. And this is Dirt Rally 2.0. Single screen with all settings maxed out, except this one. This. We don't need that. triple screen, which is a little bit lower in terms of overall quality, but a lot more frames, a lot more pixel. This one is by far the most reliable and most stable. It's also the better looking, I would say. We are pretty much running everything on maximum, besides like mirror resolution. Pixel density is 1.2. Everything else is pretty much to maximum. I'm also running everything I'm running in the triple screen and single screen on, as well as in VR in terms of custom shaders patch, so nothing is put off or left behind. It's all in the video settings tab for Assetto Corsa in Content Manager. So yeah, let's start up some racing. This is ACC triple screen. These are my settings. It's a mix between medium and high. This could be too low for some people, but it's about 60 FPS. So if you wanna go higher than that, just choose some of the post-processing and such to medium. Just play with it. these are my VR settings for Assetto Corsa Competizione. This game is by far the most demanding for the PC. I have this VR Quest 2, 72 Hz, and as you can see, or as I told, you can downgrade this resolution to get a couple of more FPS or get it more stable. But yeah, these are pretty much the settings I use. Anti-aliasing to Epic, because this gives you the sharp edges in the cockpit and at the cars. Everything else is a mix between mid and high. Pixel density to 110%. Again, you can play with this resolution, set it to 100 and it will be much better, much crispier look, but yeah, my PC can't handle that right now. Yep, those are the settings. As you can see in the beginning here, the graphics card is pretty much struggling to get over 50 FPS or even over 60 FPS, but once the field is clearing and you're more into a real-life racing situation, everything will be fine. It's actually pretty nice.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
So, continuing with AMS 2, these are the settings that I'm using for triple screen. Triple. Ryzen 7 5000 700 screen. This is AMS2 running at a new CPU in VR with very high settings. And pixel density is set to, or super sampling is set to 1.5. Let's see how that performs. Oops, sorry for that. First things first, the game looks amazing. Like super sampling 1.5 makes this probably the best VR racing game that I've seen, and we are running almost at 60 frames, which is okay. It is very playable. It's actually very nice. These are my settings. We are currently on triple screen. So this right here are my Dirt Valley 2.0 VR settings, and as not expected, VR runs perfectly, like really smooth. It is on the very edge of the graphics card. As you can see, there is not much headroom, or hopefully you can see it. So these are my settings. It is the preset very high, with a couple of exceptions, such as shadows, spectators, for example, and trees are set to high, not very high. Everything, yeah. To say I haven't played this in a couple of months. This is so much fun. It's like a perfect example of what VR is capable of. It is somewhat a puke simulator, but it runs smooth. Like, I don't have any FPS drops. Drifting in general in VR is so much fun. Game looks nice. Looks really good. Not as good as Automobilista, but still so much better than ACC. all this data, all this video material, all this madness, for what reason? Let's do a quick conclusion. First, let's start off game by game. We start with Assetto Corsa. Our triple screen performance isn't that huge. In some cases it might be less, in some cases it might be more. There is no real performance difference going from a old Ryzen 5 6000 to a Ryzen 7 5700 X3D. That's basically it is to say in triple screen. There is no real performance difference. For this certain test scenario there might not be a difference, but I can say if you have many modes in the background, or you're playing Shotoku and you have a lot of traffic on, it will make a difference. Your CPU is far more capable of handling those tasks that are not as graphically intensive. Let's go on to VR performance in Assetto Corsa. There is a difference. You can play at maxed out with a lot more FPS, about, I would say, 5 to 15 FPS depending on the scenario. So you can jump from 72 Hz to 90 Hz, which is a huge benefit. Or if you like me and you still play at 72 Hz, you do have so much more headroom when it comes to running mods in the background and maybe playing Shotoku in VR, for example. So there is a huge FPS boost in the VR segment throughout all the games. Jumping to triple screen on Assetto Corsa Competizione, I thought this was going to be a bigger jump, but I would say there is basically no difference. And then there is VR performance in Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is in this video and for this type of testing I did, and for my personal purposes, the biggest jump I've seen. We are having in a starting grid position scenario, we do have a lot more frames. Like in this case we have 14 more frames. It will always be better with the newer CPU. Of course VR is the biggest difference here throughout all the games, and I went back to playing on 72 Hz, but with far better graphics settings in Assetto Corsa Competizione. The game looks nicer, it runs stable, so anyway 72 Hz for me on higher graphics settings is what I want, and that's what I got through changing the CPU. Then there's AMS2 triple screen, which doesn't make a difference at all. The game is so dependent on a graphics card that a CPU change will not give you any more frames. It will not change anything. VR on the other side will change a lot. Super sampling went from 1.3 on the 3600 to 1.5 on the 5700. We lost frames in a comparison, but this, like super sampling, going up in super sampling or in resolution, will boost the graphics so massively. This comparison might not be the best one, I agree, but going at like some of the more open places on test drive, you will see that the FPS are very comparable, just like in AMS2. So there is no difference going from a Ryzen 5 to a Ryzen 7 in that case. The difference is in VR performance. Starting with the Ryzen 5 3600, I was limited to 72 Hz and the game played very well. And then going to the newer CPU, I could even increase my settings and go on to 90 Hz, which then led to me having like 72 plus FPS all the time. Yeah, just for the ending of this video, thank you guys for watching. This took me a very long time. That's a lot of data. I'm by far no professional. I can just say that I am satisfied with changing my CPU, so going from a Ryzen 5 3600 to a 5700 X3D was a good decision. Again guys, thank you for watching. Leave the comments and your questions, and yeah, I will see if I can help you.